No, I'm sorry, but this is not Wolverine. So over the past couple of days, Comics Twitter has been doing everything but selling comics. They've decided to talk about X-23 again, a character that I would like to point out fans actually embraced and liked. She's actually a pretty cool new character that managed to do what a lot of new characters don't do, break through and become accepted by the fan base. X-23 is the clone of Wolverine, and she's been around for a little while. People liked her, and then they decided, well, we're going to kill Wolverine, and he stayed dead for a while, actually. I forget how long he was dead, but it was a few years. They killed him, and then she took up the mantle and became Wolverine. And the book was terrible. Tom Taylor was the writer. It was a god-awful book. I don't know. Tom Taylor's a really good example of, like, editorial at two companies, because when he works at DC Comics, he's actually a pretty good writer. Like, his Nightwing run right now is actually pretty good. But when he works at Marvel, it's almost like the chains come off and the dude is allowed to write whatever the hell he wants. And when he does, the books become super political. The man's obsessed with American politics. He lives in Australia. He lives in Australia, and he's obsessed with American politics. I'll never understand that. I have no idea what's going on really in Australia in their politics, because I don't care. I don't live in Australia. But apparently, Tom Taylor cares. So he wrote a female Wolverine comic, and it was all about female empowerment and all of this shit. It was a terrible book. Terrible book. If you were a Wolverine fan and you were going to pick up a Wolverine book and that's what you're reading, you were probably saying, WTF is this shit? And a lot of people, by the way, didn't check the book out because the sales were shit. So I got canceled. And then they brought Wolverine back. And then she went back to being X-23 again. And then for some reason, they decided to make her Wolverine again in the X-Men books. While Wolverine is alive and running around, by the way. And I'd like to point out, still calling himself Wolverine. He's still calling himself Wolverine. So, take that for what it is. So, this is the tweet that went viral that got everybody talking about this. Laura is not X-23. That name was given to her by the people used Laura and saw her as less than human. That's what it represents. She did go by it for a time when she was still ashamed and unsure of herself before she overcame that. She is now and forever Wolverine. Of course, I've been blocked by that person because, well, if you disagree with that opinion, that's a bit of a problem. So people are showing these 2 pages. This is apparently what makes her Wolverine now. The fact that she freaked out about the fact that people experimented on her and gave her that name. If you've played Marvel vs. Capcom 3, she's in the game and she's called X-23. All kinds of marketing and branding for that character thrown in the toilet so that she can be empowered with another person's identity. How is that empowering? How is it empowering that she became somebody else? Like, at least, so if you wanted to change the name and have a whole storyline of her finding herself and becoming somebody, couldn't you have done that and had her come up with a new costume and new identity? Like, people already liked the character, so you could have made that work. And characters do change their names. Hell, even Captain America changed his name once and became U.S. Agent. So, like, her having a new name and stuff, that would have been fine. But no, we're going to empower her and make her a strong woman by having her assume the identity of a man. Right. That's definitely what people are looking at. So 2 pages of Laura screaming is supposed to convince me that she's Wolverine, a man who went through hell and back. But, she had a PTSD moment, and she is now officially Wolverine. Okay. All right. Gotcha. Then Kelly Thompson, Comic Book Pro, getting in on it. She says, "Nuff said," because in a panel of the recent X-Men run, X-23, who like Wolverine, and she says, "Actually, I'm Wolverine." While Wolverine is standing right here. You tell him, kiddo. Like, this makes no sense. So the X-Men are like literally like a team that goes into combat because they all use code names. So in a decisive moment where things are going down and Wolverine is like, they'd be in two locations fighting on the battlefield, and they go, "Wolverine, do it now, it's vital." Like, are they both going to get distracted by that? It's just dumb. But Marvel, this is what Marvel does now. They have multiple characters with different, like, the same name. Spider-Man, that's a problem. There's like 17 Spider-Man characters, 2 Wolverines. There were 2 Captain Americas for a time. Just devalues the original character, but like, she wears the same costume. They gave him the gold, brown, and black one. And, she's in the gold and blue one. He's in the black and brown one now. I guess that's the difference. But it's just ridiculous. But it's been going on all day. All day. Remember when this absolute effing dipshit came into my mention saying X-23 isn't dehumanizing because fictional characters aren't human, therefore cannot be dehumanized, as if that meant effing anything? Yeah, I hope that guy is getting the crap kicked out of him right now. This guy literally wants to see somebody get stomped in real life because they disrespected a fictional character. And these people believe they're fighting some kind of revolutionary war on Twitter, by the way. Like, they really do feel like they're in some kind of, like, field of combat, and this is real life. This is why they get so addicted. They feel like they're on a battlefield all day. It's really strange, and it's not healthy. And then you want to talk about why society is in the shitter. It's social media that's causing it. But anyway, I just thought this was funny. I think it's incredibly crazy. Comics Twitter is crazy. This guy literally wants someone to get hurt because they don't think that X-23 should change to Wolverine. So what is going on today, man? Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all this in the comments below. Also, if you would please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you are still subscribed. Hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.